I have another twin flamey video for you today. If you have not checked it out yet, make sure that you guys watch the video. It's called, what is it called? Like the truth about the twin flame label and other soul connection labels, because that's kind of that's a baseline for it, because this video is going to get a little bit more 3D, I guess is an easy way to say it. You know, at the end of the day, because this is the essence of the video, at the end of the day, label's just a label. Connection's just going to be, it's going to serve its purpose in your life regardless of what you label it. Remember my lime and my lemon and my spoon? You know, if you try to call a spoon a fork, it's not going to change a spoon into a fork magically. Same thing with these labels, right? Okay, so we're all caught up. Season 2, or episode 2, rather. One episode is not a very long season. I think we would all be pretty disappointed in a one episode season. So everybody has a different experience when it comes to connection. And like I said in the other video, at least I think I said it, I see a lot of people who let the label dictate how they behave. The twin flame label, right? You know, they use it as a reason to cheat. They use it as a reason to keep somebody in a toxic situation, or they use it as validation to stay in a toxic situation. You know, just because a connection is intense, it's on and off, there's a lot of drama, there's distance, there's other marriages, separation, you see all the magical, wonderful signs. It doesn't necessarily mean it is a twin flame connection in the traditional definition of what a twin flame connection is. So you meet, ego starts to creep up, and eventually separation. And just due to the connection itself, both people do their inner work, their shadow work. This is the work. And then eventually, union. They get back together, right? You get union, right? You know, as long as you do the work, you get back together. Union. It's so much more than just this drama and on and off dynamic. You know, I have experienced and seen so many different kinds of dynamics myself. I mean, I could have probably damn near labeled every single one of my past relationships a twin flame relationship. I would go on YouTube or go on Google or DuckDuckGo, or what's another, I think, is Brave a search engine, or is that a browser? Whatever. You get the picture. Whatever, go on the interwebs, and then we find twin flame. Oh, we're going to read this, we're going to watch this, we're going to learn what this is. Oh my gosh, we were together, and it was intense, and then we separated, and now we're back and forth, we're on and we're off. This must be a twin flame, this must be it. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to start doing the work, because this video or this article is telling me I need to go do the work. And then I do the work, and then because all of these people told me that this is what happens, you do the work and you get union, I'm not getting union. So now I'm going to go and say, why I got to do the work, I'm doing the work and nothing's happening, blah, 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 blah. It happens. Maybe not so dramatic, I was over-exaggerating, but maybe not. Maybe not, because there is some emotional intensity going on. So just because there was an intense experience, on and off, whatever, go YouTube and find some some videos that talk about the twin flame signs, but they don't even mention the spiritual awakening that comes from it. They don't. A lot of videos out there, they don't. You know, and the connection does not need outside information like that. It just happens. It happens naturally. And I mean, in my opinion, usually with egoic resistance from your mind. You know, this, and obviously, like I said before, nobody can tell you who is or who isn't your twin, not even a psychic, nobody. It's something that you know within you. And I can only, you know, this is me speaking, and it's based on the traditional, what used to be the general understanding of what the label was. Back before so many, it's becoming more and more mainstream. And when it, you know, as it becomes more mainstream, it's like the term soulmate. You know, you do actually have true soulmates in your life. But the term gets kind of placed on, you know, relationships or connections that they may just be regular connections. It's gotten to that point. But the things being called soulmates, it doesn't really come with all this baggage. It's the twin flame baggage, because it comes with the label. You know, the expectations, you know, there's the stages, you know, you go surrender, and I don't even know what other ones there are there. Or I have not seen or listened to any article, video on the stages, and I don't even know how long. But, you know, it comes with this baggage, this twin flame baggage, unlike soulmate. And when it comes down to this label, I do feel it in my heart to kind of reel it back into the traditional term. You know, if we want to place a different kind of label or whatnot on on these other connections, that's totally fine. But I'm seeing this in the perspective of somebody who, they may never have been spiritual before. They don't know what's happening to them. They're confused as fuck. And so they go online and they're looking for help, and they have a hard time finding stuff that resonates with them, because there's all this other stuff that's out there. And then they might come across a twin flame coach that keeps you on a twin flame obsession versus a twin flame journey. The journey is a spiritual awakening. But and I don't know this as a matter of fact, this is just based off of some people that I have spoken to, but it seems like some of these people out there, they don't coach you back to yourself, and that's what the twin flame, that's what it's all about. It's not about this twin flame obsession, and that's, you know, I feel that could possibly be what some other coaches out there are doing, is kind of keeping you in this egoic, keeping you in ego, keeping you in the same thought process, or the same-ish kind of. They're keeping you away from yourself. It may not be intentional, but they don't bring the focus back on you. They keep the focus on the other person in their sessions, and keep it on this twin flame obsession versus the twin flame journey. And, you know, then I talk to them and I'm just like, what? It's a twin flame coach that is not bringing you closer to yourself. I don't care. I mean, I know I am slightly biased because I do coach these soul connections. If you don't want me as a coach and you're looking for a coach, choose somebody that is going to lead you back into you. Don't choose somebody that is going to kind of play into the thought process of the twin flame label. Because, and you'll see the kinds of things, I'll give you some examples and stuff like that, at the very least, choose somebody that is a twin flame coach that is going to lead you back within. You don't even need a specific twin flame coach. You just a spiritual coach, somebody that is going to bring you into yourself. So, if keeping this label under control even just helps just one person from finding, information that is going to not help them, like I said, everything happens for a reason, not denying that. But if the information isn't even out there, how is somebody going to find it? So I feel like that is part of my purpose, is to kind of reel it in, like I said. People have gotten arrested because of the label. They use, I'm not even kidding. I'm not kidding. People have gotten arrested because of it. There was a celebrity. Who was it? There was a celebrity that there was like news articles that their stalker was saying the twin flame label was a part of this whole story. I think, who's the guy in the Notebook? I know you guys are probably going to be like, why can't you really can't think of his name right now? No, I can't think of his name. I think it was that guy though. I don't know why. I'm just drawing a blank on his name. I don't really know, I don't really follow that stuff that often. I mean, if you're talking about the guy who played Dexter, I'd be like, Dexter. I don't really know people's real names a lot of the time. So whatever his name is, I think it was involved with him, but that's besides the point. So, people end up ruining their current marriage or staying in a toxic situation just because of the label. Let me tell you, if you believe that you're in a twin flame connection and you are in a marriage and you find the label and you say, I need to dissolve my marriage to be with this person. If this is something that's meant to happen, especially if you're not unhappy with your marriage, if you're looking elsewhere, there must be something going on in your marriage, right, to begin with. But, don't use this label as a reason to just say fuck it, essentially. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Believe me, if it's meant to happen and you're meant to get out of that marriage, it will unfold naturally. You won't... It'll happen, whether you want it to or not. And when it comes down to when people go online and they look up information, some people they go with the first information that they're presented with the label. And if they're never presented with different information, how would they even be aware that, they may have a different opinion on the matter? Like say, hey, I seen this. Now I come across this information. I like this information better. So, somebody might change their mind about applying the label to their connection if they're presented with different information. Especially when it comes down to there's like all this, all that, like twin flames rarely get back together, which kind of doesn't really make sense to me because it's the pain of separation that causes you to go within to yourself. One of the reasons why. And that's like one of the driving forces to awakening is that pain. Extreme pain. Excruciating pain. So why, I get it. Yeah, like there's always validity to everything. And people may choose not to. However, I don't think that it would be common, if at all, for them to choose not to. Don't confuse connection with codependency and attraction. I can picture it happening a lot with some, people who are in unhappy marriages. Someone ends up finding somebody else that, gives that person what they aren't giving to themselves first, and their spouse stops giving to them. So then this person becomes extremely attracted to the other person, finds a twin flame label. Oh, there's a separation where I'm married. Oh, I'm going to apply this to the new person. Now this is going to give me a reason to cheat on my husband or wife, whatever. It's going to give me validation to cheat. That's not what the connection is about. When you hurt somebody else, you are hurting yourself. The label's not an excuse to cheat, and I'll get to more of that later, because I'll get to this twin flame obsession versus twin flame journey. If you want to know what to do if your twin flame is married or if you're married, respect the other people involved. Be truthful about how you're feeling currently with both people, and work on yourself and heal yourself. You don't need to be in a twin flame journey or connection in order to do inner work. You know, and if you're in a situation where you think that you're in this connection and the other person isn't awake or resisting, let them be and work on yourself. Focus on you. If they're meant to come back, they will. And it'll be when the time is right. Like, you know, they say divine timing. You know, this isn't, because there's people that out there that might give advice like this, or, well, sit around and wait. It's divine timing, divine timing, divine timing, divine timing. But then there's other people, you know, like myself, that would say, do the inner work. There's so much crap out there. It's a black hole of twin flame information online. You know, you're always exactly where you're meant to be, even if it's a place that you don't want to be. If they're expressing to you in a consistent and persistent manner that they want to be left alone and continue to say the same and show it to you as well, leave them be. The 3D stuff, it does matter. If they're being consistent in their words and their actions and they don't want contact with you, be respectful of what they are telling you right now. You know, it doesn't, they might be unconscious to it, whatever. It doesn't matter. This is their state of being currently, and this is what they are requesting out of you. The 3D stuff does matter. If we deny the 3D, we're also denying that which is a part of ourselves. We're not fully loving ourselves if we're just shoving the 3D stuff aside and saying, well, screw you, 3D, I'm going to ascend, and I'm in 5D. I'm 5D. You're still in 3D. How egoic does that statement sound? You know, self-love requires loving all that encompasses us. And this includes the 3D. The twin flame label is not an excuse to cheat. It's not an excuse to create or stay in a toxic situation. And I mean like hella toxic. I'm not talking about ego issues, inner wound, inner child issues, and triggering. And it obviously that's still the root of it, but I'm talking like an extremely toxic situation. The twin flame label is not an excuse to contact somebody that has continuously and consistently told you that they do not want contact with you and express it in both their words and their actions. The twin flame label is not a reason you should believe that anyone will for sure get back with you in the future. The twin flame label is not a reason to think that somebody is lying to you when they tell you they do not have feelings for you. That's a big one, because there's the, you know, well, in 5D he says this, but in 3D he says this. And it very well may be the case that he's lying or she's lying. But the point is, this is what's happening right now in this moment. The twin flame label is not a reason for you to just sit there and wait on somebody to come back. Do you like my invisible watch? It's a Rolex. The twin flame label is not a reason to disrespect somebody else's wishes. The twin flame label is not a reason to project how you, this is important. The phrases and the words that I use are important here. The twin flame label is not a reason to project how you think they feel onto how they actually feel in any given present moment. The twin flame label is essentially about the opposite of this stuff. when and I get it, the twin flame obsession can be a part, especially in the beginning of an overall journey. And I'm not, saying, that they're both like totally separate. But what I'm saying is that there is a twin flame obsession, and then there is the twin flame journey. The twin flame journey is a true spiritual awakening, not just an ego thing where I'm just gonna go out and buy a bunch of crystals and start I don't know what else. I'm gonna stop shaving. I'm gonna go vegan. Oh, and that's my spiritual journey. That's the start of my spiritual journey. A spiritual awakening is an inner process. This is an inner connection that is triggered just by the connection itself. You don't need the other person to even really be involved, other than just to kind of meet, for your inner child to, or I guess your issues, your bullshit, your shit, all the shit that we got, abandonment issues, all that stuff, all that fun, glorious stuff. It's glorious. You don't need the other person to trigger you. I mean, I see it all the time. Well, they're mirroring. Yes, but everybody in our lives are a mirror. Everybody's going to mirror you. If it's just a difficult connection and there's triggering and that's all that there is, and there's maybe little tiny lessons here and there, I would refrain from placing the label on that connection. Of course, like I said, I am not the end all be all of the connection, okay? However, the label needs to kind of be reeled in a little bit, because I see egoic, it's all still a thought process. It's all still a thought process. My twin flame did this. What do I do? Remember that? Isn't that? It's changing the behaviors because of the label. That's not how it works. If you found the label and you have not begun a spiritual awakening, do not, or refrain from placing the label on your connection. I don't care what a psychic tells you. I don't care what anybody else tells you. Because the label can bring baggage, and it brings all this, it makes a complicated mess even more complicated. Especially when it comes to the metaphysical stuff and everything like that. I see all the time, well, we have, he tells me he loves me in 5D all the time, but in 3D, he's saying that he doesn't want to talk to me. He blocked my number. He got a restraining order, and yeah. And I'm not saying that things can't ever get to that point. However, bring it back down. Yes, 5D. We like 5D. But, and I'm just going to be straightforward, the conversations that you're having in your own head with somebody, they're not happening in real life. They're not happening in 3D. I think, we may be picking up on somebody else's energy or higher self, and that's totally fine. But let's also have the understanding that this is not 3D. This is not happening in our current reality, and stay grounded in connection. Let's stop being on this twin flame obsession where we are, looking up twin flame tarots every single day and obsessing and going to see psychics is what's going on with my connection. What's going on with my connection? That it would be more of the twin flame obsession versus the twin flame journey of, I'm going to look within. I'm going to see all of these things that I have within me that I need to heal. That is the journey. The obsession is obsessing over the other person, staying in ego, Not necessarily saying an ego, because ego is just, I mean, in all of your thought processes, both conscious and subconscious, but it's still being involved in that story. It's still being involved in the drama. You just chose a different name for it than what you did before. You know, if we're constantly, if, you know, what I'm using all these crystals, and I'm listening to this twin flame meditation when I sleep. What are some other ones? I'm doing all this work, and my twin is still doing this, and there's all this back and forth, and he blocked me, and so I blocked him. What should I do? I found, I got this twin flame connection going on, and I'm married, and, I'm going to cheat on my husband, can I cheat on my husband? Is this a reason, if they're my twin, I can cheat on my husband, right? Or in a twin flame connection, do you need to have your astrology match up? Do you need, in a twin flame connection, is it, in this and that, in this, all these rules and regulations and stages, and that is what I mean by twin flame obsession, is when you're obsessing over the twin flame label instead of going inward and trying to start obsessing with yourself and your own healing. Like I said, it does not have to, the obsession does not have to be, it can be a part of the journey itself. You eventually get out of it. But if you are somebody that is, I got my twin flame here. No, now he's my twin flame because it didn't work out with this one. Now he's my twin. Now this one's my twin. The word twin, doesn't that mean two? One. Oops, I just flicked you guys off. Sorry. My bad. Doesn't the word twin mean two? Not 5, 6. And then you get all in this 5D soul jumping and all that. It makes it complicated. Like I said, I'm trying to bring it back to the traditional terms. And of course, even the traditional terms were very broad. And different things can happen. But I'm trying to reel it in, like I said. Try not to label the connection a twin flame connection if you have not begun a spiritual journey just based on this connection itself. If you found an intense connection, it could be a soulmate. Like I said, soulmates, I've experienced it. They're not always easy. I could have literally labeled every single one of them twin flame if I wanted. And then I would have been, maybe I don't think I would have been like this, but I've been, okay, well, my twin did this, now what do I do? My twin flame is married, how do I act? You're not acting or changing your behavior because of the inner change that you're making within yourself. You're changing your behavior because of the label. That's still a thought process. That's still ego. That's still a mind connection, not a soul connection. You don't need. Where is the connection felt? Is it felt up here, or is it felt in here? And I see. What's another one? Oh, my twin flame and I have been separated for 10 years, and there's all this drama, and then how you have, oh honey, just divine timing, just wait on him. Or my twin flame is beating the crap out of me, and I'm still with him because I found this label twin flame and I need to accept him. That would be twin flame obsession. They may not be obsessed with the other person, but that's what I'm talking about, the twin flame being involved in the twin flame thought process versus the twin flame journey, the inner process. the journey, not the obsession, not the egoic thought process, the belief system. I mean, I don't really want to compare it to this, but it kind of is almost like a religion nowadays. I feel like that's a push by calling it that, but at the same time, it kind of seems right. But it's that is a pretty far stretch. But it's not. Don't be on the obsession. It's supposed to get you closer to yourself. I mean, I understand that this stuff can be a part of it, and you'll get out of it. If you're focused on yourself, and if you're focused on your healing and your inner work, you will get out of the twin flame obsession. And you might recognize one day, well, I thought I had this twin flame, and turns out it wasn't the case, and I got some growth out of it, and I'm okay with it. I don't need to now go and apply this twin flame label to the next person that I meet. It happens. Then you got the soul jump theory, and what else? The false twin flame label, and twin flames. I see this a lot, and twin flames rarely get back together. Again, speaking traditionally, no. Total opposite. Traditionally speaking, what we have is the label becoming more mainstream, people being on the twin flame obsession and not a twin flame journey, and things not working out with the person, so now they have to create another label to label that connection as, because they thought that the person was their twin. It's just a label placed on a spiritual connection, guys. Let the connection be what it is in its essence without placing the label. We can create a balance there too. But don't let this label dictate your behavior. When the label is dictating your behavior, that's twin flame obsession. When you're going online or asking somebody, well, I think this person is my twin flame, but this is happening and that's happening. He's my twin. What do I do? Well, if he's your twin, you should be on a journey to get to know yourself and be on an inner journey, and that dictates your behavior. Not my twin flame did this. What do I do? That is the like I'm repeating. I really hope what you guys are understanding. I'm splitting up the essence of connection between like ego versus soul. It is all in the mind. When you're thinking, if he's my twin, what if I do this? Then will that get me closer to union if I do this? Or what do I need to do this? I'm gonna go see a tarot reader or a psychic, once every single day and see what they tell me to do about my twin flame journey. No, that is twin flame obsession. That is still an ego mind thought process going on. I'm not against it, but I personally think that in the beginning it's probably, depending on where you're at, on how you can handle it. I think in the beginning, like all that stuff, it just complicates things. But yeah, I think that's it. And I think that this video may trigger some people a little bit, or maybe a lot of it. Guys, like I said, I don't claim to be the end all be all of twin flame, the label. The label just is. But I do see what the label has the potential to do with the baggage that this label has versus soulmates, and I just feel the need to speak up about it because I don't really see a lot of people talking about it that much. So I think that it just kind of needs to be said. So I think that is all that I have for you guys. Do not be on the twin flame obsession. Be on a twin flame journey. And you don't even need to be in a twin flame connection to be on a twin flame journey. Because the twin flame journey is a spiritual awakening. It's a spiritual awakening. There just so happens to be another person involved too. A lot of this, you don't even need to be a twin flame coach to coach twin flames. Did you know that? Yeah, fun fact. So, no more twin flame obsession. Get the mind out of connection. That's what the connection does. Get your mind out of connection. The mind being in connection is twin flame obsession. Twin flame journey is a true spiritual awakening, and it's in here, not in here. All right, this is long enough, guys. If you want a free 30-minute session, email me at pursueyoucoach@gmail.com. I am a life, relationship, and spiritual coach. I also coach, you guessed it, twin flame, soulmates, and all other soul connections. If you would like to upgrade the 30 minutes to a full session, I do charge, and it's 50% off of what my normal price is for one session. Whatever the case may be, however much it is at that time. Links to all of my pages are below. Make sure you guys leave your thoughts in the comments so that I can comment back and hear what you guys have to say. I want to hear from you. If you get triggered by this video, see what it's telling you about you. See what it's telling you about you. Bring it back to yourself. Alrighty, guys. Until the morrows.